This is my 4-year review of the Fanatec V3 pedals. It's crazy. I've been using them for 4 years. Why have I been using them? And what are the big flaws about them that you should know? So here they are. Here are the V3s. And I have to say, you wouldn't even know, I think, that I've been using these for 4 years. They look pretty pristine, as you can see. Not sure those cables are meant to be showing. Maybe I did something there. But these are just absolutely built super well. I'll come around the side here so you can see face on. And it's the iconic V3. I mean,
now hang on a second. It's future Kireth here, because since I made this video, Fanatec went through some even worse stage of insolvency. In fact, went insolvent, and Corsair bought some of the assets. So just want to let you know, full disclosure on this, I'm not affiliated with Fanatec or get any commission or whatnot, but just be aware that the company went insolvent, but the business has been acquired by Corsair.
Load cell on it. That's really adjustable. I like the way Fanatec do their load cell. You can see there, I've got it nicely greased. There's a preload as well, and make sure that focus. There's a preload, that one you can change. You can also add a dampener on it, which I haven't done. Conflicting reviews about whether that's worth doing. But I do have the brake performance kit in there. So I have the hardest elastometers in there. In fact, when I've been doing this with Nathan Maximum, who's a really fast esports driver, he wants to put even harder stuff in there, like forget the spongy one at the beginning. But very, very, very configurable in terms of how you want your load cell to feel. We've got the throttle here, which is really nice. Again, you can change the springs on that. I do like the faceplate on the throttle. I do like the angle that I have the V3s as well. And we've got the clutch as well that has a really nice action, actually. These are great pedals. These are miles better than, say, the Moza SRP pedals, if you want a comparison. What about the Thrustmaster TLCMs? They're nicer than the Thrustmaster TLCMs. They probably are closest to maybe like the Logitech G Pro load cell pedals, which I've also used extensively, but really top quality pedals. Now, what are the issues here? Now, they look amazing. They look like they should be in a design museum, but there is a big compromise with the actual shape here. So you can see it's got this curved shape. And what that means is it's very difficult to actually bolt through the V3 pedals at the front. So you can see at the back, there's the bolt that goes into my rig. So that will go into probably an M8 bolt into a T-nut there, and I can absolutely lock it into my pedal plate. That's great. At the front, it's really fiddly to try and do it. And actually, probably what I've done here is I've gone the other way. So you can see here, I've put it on like a triangle thing, and I've probably gone upwards into the pedal plate and then used a nut at the end. And I feel like that's a little bit of a design oversight from Fanatec. I would love these to be super easy to mount onto the rigs, even if it meant compromising the style at the front, maybe having a cutout or something. But I have to say, this pedal tray here is, or footrest, is so nice. It's just absolutely luxurious. Much better than, say, the Logitech G Pro pedals footrest. That's quite plasticky. This has a really premium feel. Now, the V3s, for me anyway, and I bought these, it's not a sponsored video. I don't have any affiliation with Fanatec. I'm normally covering them in the news because they're going through various stages of insolvency. But these pedals, when I bought them, came with also really nice regular pedal plates. So especially the brake as well. So you can change these more unusual ones to more regular pedal plates, which is absolutely great as well. Now, I talked about the load cell. It is a really nice load cell. Again, a little bit of a con. It's slightly difficult to actually undo the load cell. You can see there's like a grub pin there on the side. You need to take that out and then swing the arm up, and then you can get the elastometers out. The Logitech G Pro does that tool-free. So on the G Pro, it kind of hooks on the back, and you just pull it back and you can change your elastometers. But it's kind of, it can be a little bit annoying if your pedals are squeaking, which can happen, to need to use tools to do it. But I would say that the Fanatec V3 elastometers for me, and also the grease as well, maybe more importantly the grease that comes with it, are for me better than Logitech G Pro pedals. I think the Logitech G Pro pedals are really good, but I think the V3 still slightly edge them, and it comes down to those small details. Like having that grease is really nice. I love the colouring on the V3s. I absolutely love the sort of red accents we get. I don't use a clutch. and I'm not sure how easy or even if it's possible for me to remove the clutch and move the brake pedal along. That is something that I am able to do in the G Pro, because in the G Pro you can take the pedals off and mount them directly to your pedal plate, which is what I've done. So my G Pros sit outside the pedal plate and they're directly on the, they come out of the Logitech pedal tray and they sit directly on the rig pedal plate. Here you kind of need to have it as this unit. And I have heard of people getting a little bit of pain in their knee sometimes, because the throttle and the brake are so close together, you can end up sort of coming into the brake at an angle, whereas some people would prefer to have more of a go-kart setup, so the brake would be where the clutch is. I think it's sort of a minor detail. You can't change this in your cars in real life, so, and it's not personally been an issue for me, but I thought it was worth mentioning as I've seen people do that. The USB box is also a little bit fiddly to get to. Like, I'm not sure I'd be able to replug stuff into the USB box right now. I might need to dismount the whole pedals, whereas in the G Pro, for example, again, perhaps the closest equivalent, the USB box, you can actually just have it hanging out if you want it for easier access. But these are so stylistic. I love the fact that when they came up with this, they decided to go for this curved look. It looks even better as time gets on, because as more companies, like we've seen Thrustmaster come out with their Raceline pedals, they look very similar to the Moza SRP pedals. I find all those pedals like a little bit ugly, and yes, they're fully aluminium and metal construction, but they don't really have any subtlety to them. Somehow Fanatec have managed to do something here that looks really attractive, and I hope they can do more of this in the future. And that's probably why, one of the reasons why it stayed on my rig for over 4 years. In fact, not over 4 years, but just about 4 years exactly. So for 4 years, these have been on my rig since 2020. And I've never felt like I'm missing anything. Even with the SimuCube Active pedal coming out, I've never felt that I'm at a disadvantage in sim racing, or, I might be losing time. I've never felt imprecise. The only thing I've ever felt is sometimes it squeaks and then I've re-greased them, and it's a little bit of a pain, but they say in the manual you're going to need to maintain these pedals. It's fair enough. I never feel like inadequate with these pedals. So they are really solid pedals, and at the moment I'm using them with my Moza R16. So I've got a Fanatec pedals Moza R16 and usually an Asher wheel actually on the Moza R16. So very much a PC like a multi-use setup, but obviously if you connect these to your Fanatec wheelbase directly, you can potentially use these on PlayStation as well. So really interesting pedals. I've been using them for 4 years. This is not a sponsored video. I don't have an affiliate code to give you. I'm not going to make any money whether you buy these pedals or not. But I've used them for 4 years, and I feel like if you buy them, understand there's limitations, you're hopefully going to get an equivalent amount of time out of them, which would be great, because they're great pedals and I really enjoy using them.